Yo, good motherfucking morning. Oh, it's 6:20 in the morning. Who's here right now? Previously on Kimba TV. If it comes back up here, and it tucks immediately back in here, and that's golden pocket, I would be like, that's a failed auction. If for some reason it does this, and I say, hey guys, I'm in a little bit of a head short, okay? You shouldn't even be asking me, hey man, are you still in that short? It's always gonna, I'm never gonna let it turn red on me because of this context. Hey, I gotta go do cardio. It's 6:30 in the morning, but what the fuck? Oh, we nasty, my boys. We juicy, my boy. Oh, shit. Get nasty, my boy. Swiggity, swaggity, my boy. Alrighty, there's that naked point of control. Oh my God, we straight juicing up in this bitch. We straight juicing up in this bitch, man. We straight juicing up in this bitch. Will be interesting to see the reaction here. All right, I gotta go do cardio and get the day started with Juicy Bugatti. Hey, get nasty, y'all. Well, look at that. No surprises for Lions. We juicing. Swiggity swaggity. Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Guy got stopped out finally. Bugatti. And many more shorts to squeeze. Let's get nasty. Crazy, right? 129 million in shorts, if not more, still left to go. Easy money, Bugatti money. There's a money, Bugatti money. Oh my goodness. Shout outs to everybody. How we doing? So we identified all the levels to the upside. We talked about this 886. We talked about the naked point of control. Even like the fibception, right? Where you go from the 1 to the 0.5. Like, look at this. Look at this. You go from the 1 to the 7.5. It's just getting rejected at the golden pocket between the higher high and the range that we're in right now. So, yeah, we're fully prepared, I think. Schwiggity schwaggity. All right, let me go make some coffee and let me get some food in me before the markets open. Everybody good? Exclamation YouTube. We're all planned out. We're all planned out, and all the data that we talked about and nerded out on yesterday today is basically like a quiz, on all the shit that we learned and covered yesterday. So, let's go. Let's see if we can keep the juice going. You guys Gucci? FIFA says I love it when you're on early. Let's go. I was here an hour ago when I literally walked in here from bed to here. And I was like, all right, I gotta go do my cardio. And then I went and did my cardio. I hit the steam room a little bit. And now I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Kimba. And welcome to the Liquidation Championships. I'm your host, Schwiggity Schwaggity Schwaggity Schwiggity. 1,100 Bitcoin at 72,000. 1,100 Bitcoin at 72,000. It's goal line defense. The Hodana Bears and the Laguna Bulls. Let's get nasty. Here we go. Latuche, motherfucker. The math is the math. Yeah. The schwiggity is the schwaggity, ladies and gentlemen. The schwiggity is the schwaggity, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. 1,100 Bitcoin, 900 Bitcoin at 72,000. 1,100 Bitcoin at 72,000. Happy Monday. Markets are opening in 5 minutes. Let's go. Schwiggity schwaggity, y'all. Calm says Kimba. What about TP for shorty? If you have a short from this sweep, I would put your stop loss at break even. Okay, real quick, hold on. Calm. Do you remember when we talked about this short? What were the things that I said that you would want to look out for? Calm. Do you remember when we talked about this? What was the number one thing that I said? If it sweeps here on derivatives, what would you look at? You got to look at CME and make sure that CME swept. Did CME sweep? Anytime, the first thing, whenever a derivative sweeps, what's the first thing that you look at when derivatives sweep? Did Coinbase and CME sweep, right? Whenever a derivative level sweeps, what's the first thing that you do? You go and make sure if CME and Coinbase swept, right? So just the fact that CME and Coinbase has not, you would put your stop loss at break even. You would never let a short go red, right? We talked about that yesterday. Did you stop out anybody? Did you stop out anybody on this move up? You had more shorts open. What, do you remember the whole thing that I said yesterday about if price is going up and open interest is going up, it's bullish? And then you would have wanted shorts to get stopped out here if you wanted a short, yes? So first things first, you don't have CME or Coinbase level that got swept, so the sweep is invalid, okay? And you don't have open interest, anything bearish, okay? Do you have CVD bearish divergence? On Saturday or Sunday, I talked about how if you don't have CVD bear divergence, okay, do you remember what has happened when open interest does this and CVD doesn't have a bear div? So could your short still work? Yes. Are the probabilities against you? Yes. Okay, the thing that would save you if you're in a short is you lose this range. Then that would be a failed auction. And if it is a failed auction, you would look all the way back to the previous range. Okay? So you need to lose this, then that is when I might head short. That's exactly how I said I would play this. If the data doesn't look good, if the open interest doesn't look good, if the CVD doesn't look good, then the only short that I can take is the failed auction. So there is no, are you in a short yet? What do you mean? We talked about it yesterday. And the TP on the short would be all the way back down here, brother. Roger? So let's not forget all the shit that we talked about already. Gucci? Does that help? Calm. Everything we talked about over the weekend, it's like a quiz now. So what you would want if you're in a short is you need a failed auction. You need to lose 71.9 basically. Then you're Gucci. And then that TP on that short, you would have to look at the other side. So maybe something like this. Like that might be your first TP. And then you would pull fibs, right? From impulse to there. And then you turn on your single prints. Well. There you go, calm. So that would probably be your first TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, TP5. And then maybe you have 50% or 30% running. And then the rest would be to grab all the other single prints down below. Let's go. That guy clearly doesn't know where a bad low is, huh? Let's go, baby. Doobie, 19 turbo. Kobe in the house, bro. It's me, Alpha Pool. Revs QQ, let's go. Get nasty. Oh, snap, dizzle for shizzle. Oh, snap, dizzle for shizzle, ladies and gentlemen. You want to mark this one too? This one is technically not, but we can mark it if you want. 2 claps. This one technically isn't because of this. But you can mark it if you want. I'll keep it on this one. If you want to mark it there, you can. I'm going to keep it on this one though. Owner says, so as long as we don't get the bearish retest and failed auction, then 70.3, 70.8 is good for the long, right? Nope. You got to read the data, owner. So, owner, identifying a level is just one part of the game. So, you identified a level. You said, I might want to long 70.3 to 70.8. You still need to be able to read the data. What does that mean? What does the open interest look like as it dumps down to 70.3? What does the CVD look like when it gets to 70.3? Okay, nobody can predict the future, so you don't actually know if you should randomly long a level. That's why you have to be able to read the data. You have to be able to read things like CVD, open interest, RSI, you know, and then not only that, but remember what it's done in the past, right? So some people will be like, oh shit, Kimba, I see a 1 hour bull div, I'm gonna take it. But what if I told you that the last 5 bull divs didn't even make a higher high? So you have to identify the level. Then you need to be able to read the data to see if it's actually bullish or bearish. And then you need to be able to remember what has happened in the past when the data does read bullish or bearish. Do you actually have a probability that it's going to actually go your way? Alrighty. So owner, you've got maybe 1/3 of the task down. You still need to complete the other 66%. Roger that. You got to find an edge. And once you find the edge, you got to remember historically what it's done in the past. Alrighty. So do your best, owner. If it does get down to 70.8 or 70.3, I'm sure I'll be live, so we'll talk about it. Sounds good? We got Mr. Unknown, what's going on? Kobo, what's going on? Everybody Gucci Magucci? Should we switch to the 30-minute? 30-minute is closing in 20 minutes, so maybe we can stick to the 5-minute for now. If you are already in a short here, that's awesome. You can't lose. But what were the 3 things that we talked about when we said, okay, taking a short there isn't bad, but what would be the 3 things that I would be looking at right now? First things first, when a derivative level sweeps, you need to make sure Coinbase and CME did. Did it? Nope. Okay, that's okay. Did open interest squeeze out shorts? Oh my God, no. They're just adding. What the fuck? Kachoi Shiba? And we already talked about this yesterday. I literally gave a really dope-ass lesson on when open interest is going up like this, what this means. Do we have any CVD divergence, hidden or regular? So we talked about all this, right? We talked about the bad low, the bad high. So we had that sweep level set. And even this bad high, right? So that's that line right there, okay? And if that is a bearish retest, then we're doing a hedge short. You already know what it is. So Aritoto, based off of what we talked about yesterday, I haven't entered into a short yet, right? You understand? I haven't yet. So we identified a level, right? We talked about we could do that, right? So we already had identified a level, right? So let's just take it step by step. When you see the derivative sweep, what's the first thing that you do when you see a derivative sweep? You go and make sure that CME and Coinbase swept as well, right, Aritodo? So CME didn't sweep the bad high. Derivatives did, right? So this is the same 4-hour that we're looking at. Derivatives swept that bad high. CME has not. Yeah, I haven't looked at that yet. Well, that's okay. That's why we do these goddamn recaps, right? But brother, it's all about probabilities, and everything that I'm going to point out is just data. So you use it the way that you want to use it. Sounds good? You are already in a short, so you might use it to help you figure out where you want to stop loss and profit. Okay? I'm using it as somebody that's still in a long and that's still not in a short. Okay? Now, real quick, so it swept on derivatives. Okay, step one. Did it sweep on CME and Coinbase? No. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. Okay, but we have to keep that in mind. Next, CVD and open interest. So, Aritoro, you were here all day yesterday. Aritoro, were you not? You were here all day yesterday. You heard my breakdown of how I interpret open interest, right, Aritoro? Yes or no? You were here all day yesterday, right, Aritoro? You were not? You were at work? Fuck. Oh, got the beginning and end though. Okay, well, did you hear? So look, do you remember? Do you know that open interest going up and price going up is bullish? Ari works late, I can vouch. You know what? I love that. I love that you have a real job and you work late. So I'm not going to hold it against you. But brother, so look, when open interest goes up and price goes up, that's bullish. Okay? So this is bullish. Okay? People keep shorting here. So from here, from that price point, there's 16 million in shorts and 300,000 in longs. What the fuck? I repeat, in this range that we're looking at, there's 16 million in shorts and now 1 million in longs. Okay? So price is going up, okay? Shorters keep opening. Remember this guy? This guy finally got stopped out. Remember this guy? Remember this guy, the $15 million short guy that we were waiting 2 days to see if it got stopped out? Look, he finally got stopped out. And again, they're shorting. So, and is there a CVD bear div? So look, open interest here, bullish. Open interest here, bullish. CVD, no bearish div. CME hasn't swept. So it's not wrong to be in a short. We talked about this 886, and that's why your alarm went off, right? We already talked about this 886, right? So we already talked about this structure. Taking it, not that big of a deal, but all the stuff that I mentioned, it was pure data, right? I'm not saying it's bullish. I'm not saying that it can't dump. It could nuke right now. I don't know what the market makers are planning. All I know is how to read the data and remember what the data did in the past. All right, so you and I are looking at the same exact shit, right, Aritoro? And this is what I would say to you, Aritoro. We had identified that swing fail level right there. And so if it loses the value area like low on this, I'm going to enter a hedge short as well. Okay, because this value has to hold. You can spend like an hour or two fucking around, but you really, I really wouldn't give it, this will be the first one that starts out outside. So if this one and the next one is outside the box, it's gonna short-term time frame, it's a little bit bearish. Okay, but do you remember what we talked about? Things like we don't get bullish on penetration. we get bullish on the retest, right? Have you seen this Fibonacci reaction where it doesn't reach the 7.5, so it peaks, okay? Ignore the wicks, okay? So this basically peaked right there. That's very bullish, okay? So it's gonna do this, going to 886. What does the statistics say that it needs to turn into support? You know what I mean? And then you know what's really cool? You go from here to that high. So it's kind of up to you. Like, you know, I'll entertain a hedge short if it's going to look like it. I'm probably not going to close my long. Not yet anyways. And then look, like we got like little fun little entertainment like Binancio Magneto. 1,100 Bitcoin at 71,500. That's it. And then like, if you want, we could do this. Like we could sprinkle in some KingFisher. Okay, there you go. So you've got a little baby Burj Khalifa at like 71.3, 71.165, and then Big Daddy Burj Khalifa at 66.4 and 67.7. 5 seconds. All right, so here we go at the 45-minute marker and now. So let's do a quick little recap, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, if we think about all the levels of interest, this was a level of interest, right? So we talked about this potential short, okay? Do you guys remember when we talked about this potential short, how it could breach 886? So the first thing that we would do when we see a derivative level get swept, what do? We look at Coinbase and CME, right? To make sure that they also swept. Well, CME did not sweep that level yet. Okay, so that's okay. Step one, identify a level of interest. We talked about that, right? Step two, okay, after it swept, did it sweep on Coinbase and CME, the levels that it matters on? It did not, okay? Well, do we have any bearish edge? Do you guys remember what we talked about when open interest is going up and price is going up? That's bullish, okay? The 9 point whatever million short that we were watching, this guy right here. Where did that guy go? Oh, I'm on the 50 mil. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay. So remember when we were like, oh shit, look at all these shorts opening. Remember all of that? This is when that $9 million guy stopped out, by the way. So that $15 million short, he got stopped out on this pump. So similar thing happening again. Open interest going up, price was going up, shorts are still opening. So there's no CVD divergence and the open interest is still inconclusive. It's not bearish. If we had gone up there and the shorts were squeezed, I probably would have already been in a short. Alrighty, so identify a level. Okay, it swept a level. Did it sweep on CME and Coinbase? Negative. All right, did we get the open interest edge and the CVD edge that we wanted? Negative. Now, if you zoom out, you're gonna start to see, what is this? A higher high, lower high. So you have a CVD higher time frame, regular bearish div. That's great. You guys all know that I love to see smaller time frame div inside of the bigger div. So that kind of sets us up for sweeping the high. CME sweeps as well. And that also gives us a bear div. So if this makes a higher high and the CVD is lower than that, then we have a bear div. And obviously, going up, squeezing the shorts, meaning that the open interest goes down, would be almost a trifecta. What do you think to short right now? But Strat, if you listen to me, I'm telling you exactly what I would do for a short. You're talking about if we don't get that, well, then it would be 2 or 3 30-minute candle closes below the TPO point of control, or 2 or 3 30-minute candle closes below the value area range. Okay, so that means that those bad lows could get potentially swept. And as long as it comes back up here within 3 30-minute candles, that's still bullish for me. There's also single prints right there, right? So you could dink, sweep all that, and then go. So I'm already in a long, juicing. So I don't have to think about the long, but that might be a hedge short. Alrighty, so hopefully there's no CVD thang yet, but maybe there is one up there that would also complete the CME sweep. And if we get the open interest to nuke, all the shorts got stopped out, then I could see it. That being said, just remember the stuff that we talked about when we were initially talking about the 8A6 short. If you saw this on a 5-minute time frame and it popped off of 618, your next Fibonacci play would be that. So even if we do get into a hedge short, one, I would never let that go red. So as soon as I had the opportunity to put stop loss at break even, I would. And two, I would be really looking at closing the whole short if we could make a bounce off of the 7.5. Could you come all the way down to bullish retest the green line? Sure. And it's like a Fibonacci play there too itself. Look, perfect 7.5. So you've got TP levels. If you're shorting, you have Fibonacci levels. You've got TPO single prints, and you've got Fibonacci, bigger Fibonacci basically, and volume nodes. That's it. So if this happens, no one should be asking, hey, do you still have your short? No, brother, I stopped it out at break even, tiny profit. You know? No one should be asking me, hey, why the fuck are you in a short from here? If we get everything that I just talked about. CVD bear div with a higher time frame, regular bear div. So higher time frame bear div, would love a regular bear div. That's going to mean it's going to make a higher high or a double top. That would also complete the CME sweep. So swing failure pattern or a failed auction, but most likely a swing failure pattern of that sweep. CME sweep, open inter squeeze, could be a hedge short, but I'm not going to close my long. If you're looking for TPing the short, or you're looking for a possible re-entry on a long, then you've got Fibonacci volume node and single prints down there and bad lows. Alrighty. So that's it. And you already know what it is. If you kind of go back and you start to look at the open interest, there's still a lot of shorts trapped. And so I wouldn't close the long. I would still be aiming for 75, and it would be a hedge short. So that's it, I think. It's NSW says daily open is close to. Yes, sir. Yep. So that's it for like the smaller time frame outlook. What's the difference between TPO profile and volume profile? So TPO is time price opportunity. So in a simplistic sense, TPO point of control is where the price spent the most amount of time. Okay? Volume profile is the price level where it had the most amount of volume. It's not the same all the time. That's why the volume node is up here and the TPO is right here. Music is on. Awesome. You guys are in control. You guys are the fucking best. Love you guys. Have a great night. Maybe I'll see some of you guys in a couple hours, but for most of you guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I had an amazing time. You guys are the best. Stay safe. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions, right? Have a great night. I had an amazing time. Peace, everybody. See y'all tomorrow. Peace, y'all.